Dear God, bless my life, bless the people that are watching. I want to ask you for forgiveness for anything that I have done wrong in my life. I am a sinner, Lord, but I continue to look up to you and ask you for grace and for mercy, for forgiveness, because I know that I'm only human and I can only do so much. But Lord, by my side, you by my side, I know that I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. And amen for that. I just want to say, I'm here. I'm here and I'm well by the grace of God. I am doing great, you know? It's all about how you look at your life, you know, and what you truly want to feel. You know, I could be faking it or I can be real. And I feel like I sometimes feel like I have to fake it in order to show my face and be around people. And you know what? It's okay to feel certain ways for certain things. It's okay. But at the end of the day, we have to know that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And what I have learned from that is that we go through certain stages in our life and it's not going to always be pretty. Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm doing well. And I am so happy that you are tuning into my life. I am starting like this whole new thing where I'm going to start getting comfortable because I feel like it's much needed for growth in my life. So I'm going to start a whole vlog soon, a whole vlog series of stepping out of my comfort zone. What do you think about that? Right now, I am currently not trying. I don't like to use that word trying because you're either doing it or you're not, right? So I am about to go out to my car and get some things from the back of my truck. Sometimes I gotta remind myself, like, stay focused. That's cool, the big fight tonight. I don't even know who's playing tonight. I'm lost in that loop of like the fight. So unfortunately, I couldn't really tell you much about it, but I'd love for you to share. Who's boxing against each other? Hello, how are you?
No. Yeah.
Got a big back up. Maybe I'll just. Oh shoot. You know, I have put up with a lot of things in my life. And I continue to put up with a lot of bullshit, but no longer going to. No longer going to. Hello there, my friend. So glad my favorites are on here. So my life right now. I have to jumpstart my vehicle. How ghetto is that? But you know what? This is me being authentic and real and letting you guys know that I'm in a very uncomfortable position in my life right now where I have to deal with this car situation. And you know what? It wasn't by choice. It wasn't by choice, you know. I had a paid off vehicle that was traded in for someone else's benefit. And, you know, I can sit here and complain about, you know, that person all day long, but I'm not here to do that. I'm here to just take action and do better for myself. But unfortunately, I do have to jumpstart this vehicle every so often. And it's hard. It's hard because I have the kids with me. But it's just what life is right now. Oh yeah, he's a selfish human being and I already thought I established that. But he's shown over and over again how selfish he is. And, you know, being an only child, I'm not an only child, he's an only child. And obviously having only one mother in your life, you would think that you would do more for your mom, you know, and I do so much for his mom that it's insanely crazy the way that he would approach the situation and not take care or not do more for someone that is doing what obviously you can't do for your mother. I've been there by his mother's side ever since she has gotten diagnosed with cancer. But you know, like I said, I'm not here to talk about other people. That is something that I don't, and I'm doing better, or trying to do better, because it's very easy to do that, right? But it's harder to, you know, just pray for them and hope that God will touch their heart in a way where they will change for the best. Shit, I should have turned this off. Hold on. This is my situation right now. Like I said, I am not lying. Hopefully this works, because I have 2 different jump boxes. And yeah, my other half has no heart. And you know, the devil is a lie. The devil's real though. He's definitely a lie. And he will lie into the people that you love to make them think that they're in the right and you're in the wrong. So he thinks it's okay for me to be in this kind of situation because I should be providing for myself. Guys, I'm an artist. As you guys know, I struggle. I by no means make more than he does. And he takes advantage of that, and he's selfish for that. But be positive, you know? Like, I can either do or I can either complain, and I don't want to be a complainer. So I'm just being uncomfortable right now and being raw and real and showing you guys my situation. Because we all have our own crazy situations. This car is hot. Let me turn on. But yes, so I did jump start the car. It's currently on. It's working. So that's good. I have so many things that I have to take out of the back of my trunk. I live in a one-way street, so I'm going to have to make a full U-turn. I have to go around the block so I can repark. There was no parking last night in front of my place when I got home, so I need to do that. But I want to read the comments real quick. I appreciate you guys listening to me. And just caring. He can't do for himself, and so sometimes I'm like, you know, you can't do for others what you can't even do for yourself. He can't do for himself. So unfortunately, you know, I don't expect anything from him. He was mad recently because his mother pretty much asked for my help because she's been in the hospital, in and out of the hospital, and she just had surgery. And so I do a lot for her. And when I tell you, like, I'm by this woman's side all the time, I mean, she could tell you herself. I mean, I brought her here on the lives, you guys know. She recently expressed to me that she loves me more than her own son. And that was hurtful because even though it was showing love to me. It's just to show the type of person her son is. And, you know, that's his only mom. And it's sad that the only time he goes to visit her is when she's in the hospital. But that's her son at the end of the day, and I want her, even right now where we're in bad terms, I want them to have a good relationship. I feel like it's important, especially because she's not going to live forever. She's sick, and who knows when she will pass away. So, you know, I want them to build their relationship and to work on it, you know. But I mean, it can't just be from her side, it has to be from his, and he has to be willing to do that. And so it saddens me because he's a very selfish person and only thinks about himself. And you know, Casey, now I think, like, I understand where you're coming from when you have to deal with the other person and you have no control over their actions, and, you know, and you wonder why they are the way they are. As a parent, because I wouldn't ever jeopardize my kids' safety by putting them in a car that doesn't work properly. You know, just things that I have seen and have watched that he thinks that I should step up to the plate and take over and do. It's just shows me that he has never had a man in his life. He has never had a man to look up to in his life, a father figure. And it really is important, men, to be present in your children's life. And it's affecting my children now. It's affecting my children because my son doesn't have that, because he's never experienced that. He doesn't know how it's important to take time aside from doing whatever it is that you are doing to make time to spend one-on-one time with your child, with your son, with your kids. And unfortunately, they don't get that. That hurts me a lot. But I guess as much as we want to change situations, change people, we cannot. And it really does stem from childhood, and the fact that it's either some men will step up and do like the opposite from what they have received and what they never got, and will do that, or they will just repeat the cycle and they will go down the road of, like, you know, being the same way their dad was, non-present in their life. So, you know, it's easy to say, I'm working, I need to make this money, you know, and put the blame on me because I'm not bringing enough in. But there's nothing like time. There's nothing like time with your kids that you're giving to your kids. You know, even if they don't get what they need, the time that you're giving them is priceless. And that is a beautiful thing, Casey, that you have had that. You have had two men to mold you into the great man that you are today. It shows, it speaks for itself, you know. But it's sad because some men don't get that. Some men don't, or some men do have that, but they don't appreciate that. They don't listen, you know. But for his situation, he never had that. He only had a mom growing up. He never had a father at all. And he never had a role model because she never, I guess, gave him that. But I guess for me, let me see if there's, did somebody park? Oh shit, somebody did park. Really need to park closer, but Yeah, so let me just try. Yeah, but I wanted to get uncomfortable and be honest and talk about this because it really does affect people. And I know there's more men on here than there is women. There, at least watching right now. And let me put my seatbelt on. And I just wish for the men out there that have children to be present in your child's life and give them the time that they need. Don't think that they need money and toys and gadgets. No, give them the time. The time is so important. And time means like not just sitting down and being on your phone or being around them, because that's easy to do because you're lost still in your own world of social media or being on your phone. And this is what I say this because this is exactly what their father does. He thinks that giving them time is just being around them, and that is not the case. Engage in conversation and play a game with them. Like, my kids are so, like, they want that, they yearn for that, and it's sad that I can only do my part. I cannot do someone else's part. I found a parking spot, by the way, right in front of my place, because there's a lot of things I need to get out from my trunk, and I have to leave my car on for a certain amount of time because it's like every time I use it, I have to jumpstart it, which is crazy. It's getting worse and worse, and it has been getting worse. And this is a vehicle that he traded my paid off. I had a Nissan, a basic car, but it worked well. I had no issues, but he wanted what he wanted, and dummy me should have went with him, but he made the decisions on his own to get this vehicle. It was nice in the beginning, but now it has given us a lot of issues and giving me more issues than anything because I'm the one that's with the vehicle and not him. Yeah, there's just been so many signs, and I have tried to ignore them because I love so hard. As a Sagittarian, I love hard. By the way, hello, on it. It's good to see you. And thank you all for hearing me out and listening. It's good to vent. It's good to have a platform to come and just be honest and authentic, because we all need each other at the end of the day, right? We all need each other. And I for sure need people that are understanding, that can give me wise feedback, So I appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate, thank you. I honestly asked for just prayer. Prayer is so powerful, and I don't know if anyone was on here when I first started, but I did start with a prayer. And, I continue to pray for my situation. The devil really tries his best to intervene. And when he sees that things are going good, that's when he tries hard, real hard, And so, prayer, that's all I'm doing right now is speaking to God and giving him all my worries, all my fears, because I don't want to represent that. I don't want to embody that. I want to be confident and know what I stand for and know that things are going to get better regardless of what happens. I know that I'm going to be good. My kids are going to be good. And God has our back. God has each and everyone's back. So that is awesome. Congrats to you. That's a nice ass vehicle. And you know what? Your ex needs to work on herself. I know we all need to work on ourselves, and I think that we cannot find happiness within another person. We need to find happiness within ourselves, and I have learned that you cannot find happiness within anyone else. You have to be happy within yourself first, and then pursue that other person that is fully happy, so then you can have a good relationship. And I wish that for everyone. I wish that for myself. I'm taking this time right now as I speak to focus on myself, to try to create more content. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these series now where I get uncomfortable. I want to literally go out in the streets where I live in Washington, D.C. and sell my artwork. I've never done that before. I've always thought about it, but I never pursued it because I've been doubting myself. And I'm like, what if people don't like my art? Or what if it's just weird? I'm always thinking about how are people going to perceive me? How are people going to look at me? And I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people think, because people are going to think of you a certain way regardless, right? So I might as well do what I need to do. Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not my piece. And unfortunately, he isn't a man of God to begin with. I think that's where I went wrong, with not committing myself to a man of God that has the same morals and standards of myself. And when they say you should have always listened to your mom, well, I should have definitely listened to my mom when it came to my relationship, and her telling me things will never work out if you guys are on two different pages of how you're living your life and who you go to in times of need. God, he never was raised a Christian. It doesn't matter about religion really, but he has never had that foundation of serving God and looking up to God when it comes time of worrying and anxiety and the need in your needs. He just goes to himself, and we always have to have a higher power. God is here for us. And of course, I share that with him. But there's just so much that, I can do. I can take the horse to the water, right? But I can't make him drink it. So and being in the situation that I have been in, I always kind of blame myself, and I thought maybe I need to be doing more. I'm not doing enough. Apparently I'm not doing enough. I should be out there hustling, grinding, so bringing money in and taking care of his mom and taking care of the kids and cooking and cleaning and doing all that stuff. Yeah. And it makes me feel a certain way, because it is hard out here. I don't understand how, I know there are some women out there that can do it all, that can take care of the household and still make a good living, but it's very hard. And most of the females that do take care of their household and make a living, bring in good money, hire people to take care of their house and clean their house and do all of that. On it, you're smack on. Lack of higher power creates higher imbalance, and that is exactly what it is with him. Always serve the Lord, always and forever, and I try to tell him, to do the same, because God will bless you. He will always bless you. When you look up to God and give him your all, he will bless you immensely. And I know that. But my mind has really been all over the place, where it's sad to say, but it's been hard for me to even focus on my relationship with God. It's been really hard, and it's like I'm falling back, and maybe all of this happened for a reason, for me to get back in tune with myself and with God. And sometimes that's the way God works. And unfortunately, not. He says one thing and does another. He says one thing and literally acts differently. I mean, for example, telling me this relationship is not working, and we have different visions and we don't align, because basically, he's not, or I'm not making the money that I should be making. So this is his thoughts, and this is, why he thinks that things are not going to work out, because he can't do it all on his own. And I partially understand, but I think that everyone has a role when it comes to their part in a marriage. And so I'm not sure if he sees that, and he has a vision of his own and how things should be. But I know that he says all these things and acts differently because, or maybe I can ask you men this question. If you say you don't want to be with someone, would you continue to pursue them? I guess, like doing things like wanting to sleep with that person and wanting to kiss that person and tell that person things like, I'm your person. Like, it's very, very confusing. But at the same time, it just seems like narcissistic behavior. I know, that narcissists do these things. They kind of like pull you in, act a certain way, and then tell you something different. And it's very confusing, and it leaves you in a state of, what the fuck, right? Exactly. Family always. A unit should be working together. A family is a unit, and you should work together. And he never had that growing up. It was only him and his mom. And as much as I love his mom, she has her flaws, and she has shown me that, or has told me that growing up, the way she has raised him was what has shown in his action, resulted in what he is as a person today. So, like, I guess I should have talked to her about this before. It would have made more sense, but I probably still would have done me. and still would have pursued him regardless. Because, like I said, when you love, or when I love deep. No, I have definitely thought of that, Davis, and you know what? You could be absolutely right. All of this could be happening because there's a shift that is happening in my life right now where maybe there's something better out there for me. That person that will respect me and that will give me and my kids the things that we truly deserve. Family is definitely a team. You guys are working towards the same goals. It should always be like that, and not against each other. And a lot of times I feel like I'm like someone is trying to like compete with me. Yeah, exactly. There's no type of excuse for his behavior or how he was raised, because he is a grown man and he has had plenty of time to self-teach himself. Like just seeing and studying. Like if you made the commitment to start a family and want a family, you should know that there's going to be these sacrifices that are needed to be made. But yes, Davis, I do believe that God could be speaking to me in a way where it's time for me to let go of my past and move forward. But I appreciate all of you for listening and taking your time to come on my live. Like I said, I'm really trying to step out of my comfort zone. This month, next month, like this whole season, I want to do better, and I know that I need to start being uncomfortable. So, with that being said, I'm going to step into my house right now, and I have a lot to carry, so I'm going to end this live. But thank you. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you guys have a blessed weekend, a blessed week coming ahead, and that whatever it is that you're going through, that too shall pass, and that God has your back, and not to worry, but give your worries all to God, because it's important for us to not let that stress sit in our bodies. Sometimes when I'm feeling stressed, I'll just sing my heart out, I'll turn on some music and I'll sing, and that really makes me feel good. So find whatever makes you feel good and do that. And that is what I've been doing. Exactly. God puts people in our life for a reason, and he takes them out for a reason. So, you never know, but it's always the right thing if it's coming from God. And that is how I'm looking at it. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be back soon. And guys, don't forget to watch my videos. I'm gonna be posting videos, not gonna say daily, but I'm gonna do one maybe every other day I would love for you guys to come and support and share, like, you know, comment, all that good stuff to help me grow my channel. Because yes, I really do want to be consistent and grow my channel. By the end of this year, I'm gonna be monetized. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. So yes, I love you too. I really do. Thank you guys so much for always making whatever I'm going through better, you know, by being here and supporting me and showing me that I have good people in my life. You guys really do mean a lot to me. So, love you guys, and I'll see you later.